Another day of Broncos training camp has come and gone. I'm here with the Hall of Famer Steve Atwater. Steve, good to see you.
Hey, thanks, Aric. Another day down. We're stacking them.
We're stacking them. The preseason game against the Colts is just a few days away from here, Steve, and we're excited to get to that. But there are still practices going on, and today's practice in particular ended with kind of a move the ball type period, down 6 points. Only a few seconds left in the game. All three quarterbacks got a chance. Zach Wilson did hit Troy Franklin in his opportunity at the end of the game to score. The other two quarterbacks not able to score there. But, Steve, just kind of generally speaking, those situational drills and kind of when you're working those end-of-game scenarios, how valuable is that for this team to kind of be ready for week one?
Yeah, they're very, very valuable, especially if the players are learning from them and taking notes, because you never know when these situations are going to arise, and there'll be situations where you have to rush some guys on the field, rush guys off the field, and be able to run whatever play that you've practiced efficiently. And it may be a play that you really hadn't practiced, the previous week, but you still got to know it at all times. So the situations are great. I love Sean Payton, the way he will jump into those different situations, and he does a great job of explaining it to everyone too. You see him out there coaching and teaching even while the play is going on. So, I think it's good and it's very important.
Yeah, a really good point, Steve. He's always out there saying, hey, here's what to know about this situation, be aware of this, so I'm sure that's helpful. Again, the defense came up with stops against Bo Nix in the first-team offense, and then Jarrett Stidham, when he went, Lavelle Bailey got an interception off a tip pass. So a couple of defensive stands. Steve, the defense in general is kind of a day where they worked on blitz work, and we saw Jonathon Cooper in the backfield quite a bit. He had one stretch where he would have had a sack, another one where he forced the quarterback out of the pocket. When you look at Jonathon Cooper, Steve, a guy that was a seventh-round pick, I don't think many people knew kind of what to expect from Jonathon Cooper, but he's developed into a full-time starter. He's good against the run, can chase quarterbacks down as well. Obviously had that huge play in Chicago last year. Just kind of, what do you think about Jonathon Cooper and what he can mean to this defense?
Yeah, I think he's very important to this defense. He's one of the leaders of the defense, and I think he has a high ceiling. The effort that he gives, he's been giving that from day one. And I know when he first got in, I think he may have had some heart issues or something that may be why he slipped in the draft. But the effort that he gives, the heart that he has, you'll take 11 Jonathon Coopers on defense every single time just because, he knows what he's doing. He has the effort. He makes plays. He's not just out there playing. He's making plays too. And for the edge position, I think he may be a little lighter than a lot of the other edge guys. But, again, with his speed and quickness and his moves, he's very effective.
Yeah, and he's become a guy the Broncos can depend upon there. Certainly, Steve, we'll see what he turns in this regular season. Like we said, that we don't know yet who's going to start this preseason game, what the reps are going to look like. But all three quarterbacks did talk to the media today, Steve, and kind of said some different things. Zach Wilson said he's aware he's been working with the threes, but you can't worry about that. Otherwise, it impacts you more than it would if you dial in on it. Bo Nix said he's not concerned about the depth chart where he is there. Jarrett Stidham talking about how he feels more comfortable than ever and feels like he had a good spring and a good start to training camp. So some good stuff from all three of those guys. Steve, although we don't have official word on what's going to happen in this preseason game, just kind of speaking generally, what do you want to see from the quarterbacks and the offense in terms of how it operates and what they're able to do?
Well, I think that, all the practice and all training camp, all this stuff is good, but until you can go out and do it in front of, 60, 70, 80,000 fans, it means nothing. So this preseason game, I think, is going to be very important in determining, hey, who can take what we've been practicing and put it out there on the field and show the coaches, your teammates, and the fans that, hey, I know my stuff. I know what I'm doing, and I'm very good at it, or at least I'm better than the next guy. And I think they're building a nice little friendship there, too, amongst the quarterbacks, but the competition is real. When you go out there on the field, you got to compete, and you got to give it your all, and hopefully we'll see some good quarterback play come this weekend.
Yeah, and still locked in that battle, Steve. We're getting closer every day to that regular season, so these preseason games are going to mean quite a bit. Limited practices that we have left. I mean, we're getting toward the point where a decision will be made, but not there quite yet. Still have some training camp to go, and we will be there to break it down For the Hall of Famer Steve Atwater, I'm Aric DiLalla.